Good day everyone. Today we'll be showcasing another Jevazon video. This time is gonna be lightning based. I've been playing Jevazon through the entire season 2. Started with lightning strike. It was GG at the first 2 months, and then I switched over to paladin and never tried the lightning fury. So you wonder, what is a lightning fury? So lightning fury is it's based around attack called lightning fury, and it's a little bit different because instead of running in and then milling the mobs, we will be chasing the mobs around, gathering them, and instead of milling them, we're gonna be throwing javelins at them. So it is a little bit different. Tooltip damage is a little bit different and smaller compared to lightning strike. But before I go into breakpoints, into my gear, into why you should switch from lightning strike to lightning fury, and cons and pros, also what is a lightning fury good for, let me first show you how it plays in a map. Okay, and then after that I'm gonna explain all the breakpoints and everything. So we have a map already prepared here. When it comes to Lightning Fury, it's all about density. And I always like farming cow maps. You ask me why cow maps? Well, the reason is really simple. They are easiest. They are in the middle of the tier, so they are tier 2 maps. They're not tier 1. They're not tier 3. And let me just get out in the opening, and then I will demonstrate what's the easiest way to play this build. So basically, you just run around, you gather up the cows as much as you can, and then you basically one-shot everything. And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to be picking up anything. I'll just want to show you what this build is capable of. So the more mobs you have, the easiest for you to kill them. Check this out. And I had a couple of comments on my stream the other day ago. People see this as a really satisfying build to level up and farm with. It's lightning everywhere, as you can see. So just a couple of shoots and everything dies. Let me just try to get an opening where we can find more cows. As you can see, everything pretty much dies almost instantly. And the good thing is we are tanky. The build is super easy compared to, let's say, Dead Sentry traps in. You don't have to worry about connecting the bodies. You just basically just run around and just one shot everything. Okay, now where I have shown you what the build is capable of, let's go back to town and let's break this build a little bit. So I'm gonna start with just laying down the foundations, just to tell you what you can achieve with this. As you can see, the damage is not sky high, right? On the tooltip, the damage doesn't look that high compared to the lightning strike. But bear with me. It works like this: the initial bolt that you throw, it also combines physical damage and lightning damage, and is really good in breaking those lightning immune enemies. So the first bolt, the initial one, carries the physical damage, and then when you hit the mobs, and when the lightning just splits among all those enemies, that's why the more the enemies, the bigger the density, the better the damage, because it bounces off. And when it bounces off, the more it bounces, you do more damage. And then those bouncing attacks, they do only lightning damage. They don't carry physical. This is why when I start explaining my my gear, you will see that I also went with as many gear as possible that is giving me boost to physical damage. Okay, on to the breakpoints. So we are actually we are shooting for 89 increased attack speed, and not 95. 95 you need for melee attacks, and for throw you need 89. So there we are, 9 increased attack speed, right? Movement speed is also really important as a second breakpoint. With my talents and my gear, I will show you. I'm using a little bit of the fast run walk grain charms, some small charms, and a lot of skills on my gear. So altogether combined, my fast run walk breakpoint is 100 exactly. Block rate 75%. Breakpoint for faster hit recovery. This is the sweet spot, 52. You don't need 86. Trust me on that. 52 is just what you need. Mana leech and life leech, you're aiming for 4 mana leech and 4 life leech. And then the most important part of the build is projectile pierce, right? So this is it's a pierce chance for all our throw projectiles. What is the chance for a projectile that will pierce through all the enemies, right? You want this a breakpoint to be above 90. So everything above 90 is good. You don't need to go for, you don't have to aim for 100, okay? So that's for the breakpoints. You can also see here my elemental mastery 45. There is a bonus damage to lightning from facets. And then on top of that, elemental pierce 62%. That is to enemies minus lightning resistance plus infinity. We are really close to 100. This is where we want to be, close to 100, right? When it comes to resistance, as you can see, this is a hell game. Fire resist 50, cold 63, lightning of course 80, poison 50. I wasn't aiming, to hit those max all resistance. Why? Because I'm also using a spirit ward, which is a shield that has a proc 35% chance to cast level 8 lesser fade when struck, and it strucks a lot. I mean, it procs a lot on struck. So basically, when you get this lesser fade proc, you also get plus all resist, you get physical damage reduction, and you get the curse duration reduction, right? So spirit ward is overall the best shield for the build. Now onto the gear. As for the gear, you will see that instead of going for sockets that most lightning strike Jevazons are going for, I instead went with as much as possible plus skill. This gear, this pet is a little bit more expensive compared to the sockets, but bear with me, I will explain mine. As I already said, we have so many breakpoints that we have to reach, right? And on top of that, we have to reach the Pierce 91, 92. So in order to do that, and also to squeeze in a little bit more of a magic find, we have to have a lot of skill points. So let's start with the weapon. So weapon of my choice is a Thunderstroke. I went with Ethereal version. Why? Because the Ethereal version has a higher physical damage base. Compared to the normal version, it's a double the damage almost. And you have two options here. If you're going for the high end build like I am, you can go +1 to all skills. This one is the most expensive, like 50 plus Hyron. Or you can also go with Ethereal Thunderstroke with Corrupt on ED for even more physical damage, right? You don't need increased attack speed Corrupt on this one. It will be a lot easier if you do, but you don't have to go with that. So basically, if you go for the +1 to all skills, then there is no way to get increased attack speed Corrupt on the weapon. So you're gonna be stuck with breakpoints that I'm using right now on my gear. Onto the helm, Griffon Eye. There is an alternative to this helm. Griffon Eye is best option for flat damage. So pretty much self-explanatory. +2 to all skills with 2 sockets. If you want, you can go 3 sockets with 1 skill. But as already said, I prefer skills. Try to get, as high as possible base roll and put the facets in. I went with 5/5. Those are most expensive, but they give you the most lightning damage and minus enemy lightning resist. For the for the Valor, there is also an alternative. You can go. I was talking about the helm. Instead of Griffon Eye, you can actually go with Valkyr helm. So there is alternative. You can go 3 socket Valkyr, or you can go 2 socket Valkyr with +1 skill Corrupt. And then that Valkyrie is giving you 3 skills. On top of that, it's also giving you movement speed, fast hit recovery, and mana after each kill. Valkyrie seems to be a so much more versatile helm compared to Griffon, where Griffon is only just flat damage. But whatever you prefer. With Valkyrie, it's a lot easier to reach fast hit recovery breakpoint, movement speed breakpoint, and it's a lot cheaper compared to the Griffon Eye. But if you have enough currency, just go for the Griffon Eye. Then for the chest, you can go 3 sockets Valor, or you can go plus 3 skills and 2 sockets like I did. Valor is just, it's really hard to replace. You're getting faster hit recovery that we need, you're getting life, you're getting PDT, also skills or the sockets, whatever. So you put the facets in, again lightning, 5/5. Then the amulet. There are actually 2 options here. I tried with Mara plus 3, and then when I reached around 53, 54 to skill, and I tried with High Lord plus 2. High Lord plus 2 actually is a damage increase for me, which is a little bit weird. I mean, well, it's not weird because skills actually reach, at certain point, they reach a diminishing return, right? And somehow 1 to 300 lightning damage on High Lord's Rod is now more damage than 1 skill for me. But if you don't have that much skills, you can also go with Mara plus 3, right? You're gonna get some old resist as well. A shield, 3 socket Spirit Ward, as I already explained. This shield is GG for this build. Plus 2 to Amazon skills. You're also getting resistance here. You're getting lesser fate proc. And 3 sockets. So in those 2 sockets, I went 2 facets. And I also went with 1 jewel. Apologies, I'm a little bit sicky today. The third jewel, this was on purpose. So 2 green are facets, and 1 red is a jewel with 15 increased attack speed and 15 all res. You're asking yourself why 15 increased attack speed? Because it's without increased attack speed on the weapon, it's a little bit harder to reach that 89 breakpoint. And then the gloves, of course, 30 increased attack speed. You have to get those ones. If you can go with plus 3 to javelin, plus 30. Those would be the best option. But basically, any gloves with plus 30. Or if you are going with a weapon that has increased attack speed, you can then go with plus 20 because you don't need 30 on the gloves, and so on and so forth. You know the math. A belt, Thunder God Vigor with plus 10, of course. Stone of Jordan, 1 with life stolen per hit, another Stone of Jordan with mana stolen per hit, and then we are done with Leech. We are getting a flat mana boost here. We are also getting lightning damage. As for the charms, so yeah, I'm using 4 charms with faster run walk to reach that 100 faster run walk breakpoint. Using 4 with life, and then small charms in order to reach that 52 faster hit recovery. Why? Because I mean, I can basically just put my my skill points in the faster hit recovery on the talent tree, but no, I need those. I need all of those points remaining after I max out my damage. I need them for Pierce, because if you haven't noticed, I don't have a single item with Pierce. I mean, you can basically use belt with Pierce, or you can go boots with Pierce. But if you're going with an option that I'm going, +1 to skill on a weapon, then you don't have any room anymore. So what I did is I got 4 small charms +5 to fast hit recovery, and it enabled me to reach that 52. And instead of that, instead of running for faster hit recovery on my talent tree, I dumped everything into Pierce. And I satisfied all 3. Movement speed, faster hit recovery, and Pierce on the talents itself. And then the remaining charms are just Magic Find or Run Walk Speed, but all of them are all resist +5, right? Now onto the skill tree. It's pretty self-explanatory. So we are aiming for Lightning Fury. Synergies are Lightning Bolt and Power Strike, right? So 1 point here, 1 1 1. 1 1 1 1 1. Why are we going for Lightning Strike? Because Lightning Strike is actually a synergy for Power Strike, and I'm using Power Strike when I'm dealing with bosses. I'm not shooting Lightning Fury at them. So Lightning Fury, left click, power strike, right click, right? So you have to go for the synergies. So you max out Lightning Fury, you max out Lightning Bolt, and you max out Power Strike, right? Everything else is just 1 point. Now passive. All of the points you see here are completely situational for your build. So you go 1 into everything, and then dump everything into evade, because you're getting movement speed from that, and this is the most important part, right? And then depending on the gear you're using, you have to complement either dodge for faster hit recovery or pierce if you don't have it on your gear, right? So what I did is I went everything with 1. I maxed out evade for movement speed, and then the remaining points I dumped everything into pierce. The problem is the pierce, the higher your skill level on pierce is, you're getting diminishing returns really fast. Yeah, as you can see, I'm 29 now, and the next level I reach in, I'm still 91% chance to pierce, so I'm not getting any more points. I need like 2 or 3 skills for 1% pierce, and I'm already level 95. So, but as I said, as long as you reach 90% chance to pierce, that is okay. That means that out of 9 bolts that we shoot, 9 will pierce instead of 10, right? As for the Merc, you basically need Infinity. I went with Stygian Pike because Stygian Pike has the highest damage overall. Try shoot for the maximum ED here. This minus 49 to enemy lightning resist, that is only for your Merc. So basically level 12 conviction aura plus elemental pierce from your gear works for you. It's also good to use Templar's Might with as high as possible Might aura, because this is boosting our physical damage that we need for that initial bolt when we are dealing with lightning immunes. You also need one minus 15 requirement jewel in with ED or increased attack speed or whatever. I'm using Crown of Ages here with 3 jewels, ED, increased attack speed, Drex, Nosferatu, and Go Raider. Go Raider and Nosferatu because of Deadly Strike. And that's pretty much it. The build is GG. It's the easiest one for farming cows. If you ask me, I mean, during the entire season, I think this build and this class is the most fun I had while farming cows, at least. And if you want to do only that, if you want to have character just for farming cows, I think Lightning Fury is the way to go. It's fun, it's plausible, it works, and it's the best way to show off your currency, everything you worked for. And it's fast. You can also use this, I mean, you can also use this build in all other maps. You can also use it in 8-player man. But it shines as a solo in cows. That's pretty much it. Any map where you don't have that many lightning immunes, you can use it, no problem. But I'm mostly running cows, and from time to time I'm running rivers. But the rivers do have those couple of those council members, mobs that have lightning resist, yeah. So that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, and just hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Apologies for the coughing. Cheers.